What's up, everybody? String Bender here. Thank you for finding your way to the String Bender YouTube channel, the most popular guitar channel on YouTube. I figured today I would divert a little bit from my normal videos of playing guitar covers of popular songs and make a video about this little project that I'm working on. So my project is I'm going to transform this Fender Squier guitar, Squier Bullet Series. I know what you're saying, Squier Bullet Series, junk. Well, it's a great guitar for beginners for the price. And as such, this was my very first guitar that I got in 1995 and allowed me to fall in love with guitar playing. So Fender Squier Bullet Series Stratocaster, made in Korea. Probably can't read the plate right there, but it's Korean made Strat. So the problem is I never play it. You know, maybe you're saying for obvious reasons. The tone is terrible or whatever. But you know, it just sits in the closet and never gets played, which is kind of sad because it's not bad. I mean, it's in good shape. A long time ago I had the bridge single coil pickup replaced with a Seymour Duncan JB Junior humbucker, you know, to give me some extra chunk, and you know, it sounds okay. But the main reason that I don't play it is because of the neck. After owning a bunch of different guitars, Fenders and Paul Reed Smiths and stuff, I fell in love with a certain type of neck. And that is the Fender maple neck with a satin finish, and most importantly with the jumbo frets. So I don't know if you can see, you know, this thing it's kind of old, the frets are a little worn out, the fingerboard's worked in pretty good. So what I decided to do for this project is I'm going to replace the neck with this. This is a Mighty Mite model number M2928, which fits Fender Stratocasters. And so these are the types of necks that I love. Satin finish, jumbo frets, maple necks. So I know nothing about building or assembling guitars, and I'm just going to wing it and see what happens. You obviously need to drill your own mounting holes in here once you get the neck inserted, so we're going to go ahead and do that. See what happens. That way I can make my old Squier a little bit more similar to my American-made Fender Strat. Again, the maple neck and those juicy jumbo frets. Love them. So that way I figure, hey, you know, I'll add another guitar to the collection that I'll actually play because I'll like the way that it feels. So let's see what happens. So here we go. The first thing that you should note of interest is that I'll be replacing a 21 fret neck. See, so we count up here, stops at the 21st fret, is the last fret that you can play, with a 22 neck fret. So I get an extra fret, extra note at the end of the fretboard, and not exactly sure how that's going to work. Fitting in here in the overall scale length of The guitar, I think it remains the same. I think I just gain a little extra overhang down here. So the scale length should be the same, whatever Fender is, 25 something inch scale length. So obviously, first thing to do, let's take off Z strings. And only one bloody finger this time. Can you see that? Nice. If you're not bleeding, you're not rocking. Okay, so here's what I did here. I needed a way to hold the neck somewhat steady, but still be able to move it, and to be able to see if the neck is properly lined up. So I kind of hacked together this C-clamp and some foam and clamped it to the back of the guitar. And then what I did was I just ran these pieces of string down the neck and down the body to simulate the placement of both E strings on the guitar to see if the neck would be lined up or not. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's clearly not lined up too well. There's almost no distance at the edge of the fretboard for the low E string versus quite a bit for the high E string. So it's clearly not lined up. So what I need to do is kind of twist the neck this way to hopefully give me more E string space. So I just move it over a little bit. And not sure how well you can see that. Let's try to get a close-up of it here. Now when we look at it, the low E string and the high E string is almost equidistant on both sides. Just a little bit more this way. So you can kind of see the smallest movements really shift that string placement around. Hopefully you can see it on the camera. That distance looks pretty good now. So the E strings, once they're installed, if it's mounted exactly in this position, then should give you equal playing room and correct playing room on the neck, so you won't be fretting out your bends. You can see each one of the strings goes over the proper pickup. The string runs right down the string slots of the bridge, and that's all I did there. So I'm gonna tighten up the neck a little bit and basically drill my holes, keep my fingers crossed, and hope for the best. Okay, so with the first screw in up here, I reset the alignment on the strings to do the tiniest bit of fine tuning that I could, and then I drilled the second hole down here in the opposite corner. Okay, so what I did was I monitored the neck alignment as I went along and drilled each of the 4 holes, and you can see the plate's still loose, so I haven't done the final tightening on all of the screws. Kind of like torquing a tire on a car, I would imagine. Kind of want equal tension all the way around all of the 4 neck bolts before you make that last and final tightening. And I don't think you want these super tight, you know, over tighten, too much tension on the neck and you'll break your neck. Okay, so all 4 screws are in now. Check the alignment. I don't know how well you can see that, but the strings are there, still running down their slots, and the alignment looks pretty good. It's about equidistant on each side. Seems to be seated well in the neck pocket. And the next thing to do is going to be to add the tuners, add some accoutrements to the guitar, make it look cool and different, and restring it. We'll be all set to play. Okay guys, so here it is, the finished product. Wanted to show you everything that was done. So again, just to summarize, my very first guitar I ever had. Fender Squier Strat, Bullet Series. Sat in my attic forever, never played it because I really didn't like the neck. So this is a Mighty Mite model M2928 neck, maple oil finish with jumbo frets. This is the kind of neck that's on all my other guitars. I really prefer playing on this neck. And that was $105, and I replaced all the ugly faded yellowed pickup covers, knobs, and 5-way switch knob with just some cheap things that I got off eBay for a couple bucks, and got some cheap black tuners that I threw on there for a couple bucks. So for about 130 bucks, I took my very first guitar that I never played and invested some money and a little time. And again, I don't know anything about building or setting up guitars. I just went for it, and I think it turned out pretty good. The action on this thing, I don't know how well you can see it, but the action is amazing. So nice super low action there, great playability, and so I really like it. For a couple bucks and some time, I now have another guitar to add into my practice arsenal. Is this thing going to win any tone awards compared to a Fender American Standard? No, of course not. It was never designed to do that. But all in all, I think it sounds pretty good. So just if I want to run through some tones here, I have a clean tone set up, and I'll run through the pickups. Remember, I got the Seymour Duncan JB Jr. on the bridge, and then the standard Squier Strat single coil pickups in the middle and the neck position. So clean sound with the humbucker. Still even a little dirty sounding with the humbucker with a clean sound. Here's the middle pickup position. Got that signature single coil sound, and a little warmer sound up on the neck position here. And what the humbucker was really made for, a little dirty sounding, little metal chunk position. So that's the humbucker. The middle position, got that nice 60 hertz hum going on the single coil, distortion sound. And the neck position. So there you have it. This is my Fender Squier Strat mod, and now got another guitar to add to the arsenal. So rock on, everybody.